Do you miss Wizards of Waverly Place? I can answer that question for you without ever meeting you. I know you do, because if you didn't, you wouldn't be watching this here video. Hi, I'm Rejected Animation and sub up to the channel. Welcome. This is another installment in my Reboot series, where we reboot popular shows of the past and present. I just dropped a recent reboot video on Big Time Rush. Watch that if you haven't. But now, let's end the whole self-marketing ploys. Let's get to the show at hand. Wizards of Waverly Place.
Alex Russo wishes nothing more than to grow up.
Hand it over.
To be her own person.
No walking, flying, teleporting, or popping while we're gone.
To live her own life.
I am 16. You can't keep telling me what to do. Watch me.
Wizards of Waverly Place ended in about 2012. That was a minute ago. That was when Kylie Jenner first joined Instagram. And Zac Efron got a random YOLO tattoo. Do you guys remember that? That was strange, right? And Selena and Justin would break up for the very first time out of their multiple breakups. No shade, okay? So if you forgot what Wizards of Waverly Place was about, don't worry, I got you. Alex Russo and her brothers Justin and Max came from a long line of wizards and now must master their newly learned powers or lose them forever. Their dad, Jerry, gave up his powers when he married their mortal mom. The family business is Waverly Substation in busy Manhattan, and the three young wizards get into all sorts of crazy situations as they grow up facing typical teen challenges like school, friends, family, and most importantly, magic. Wizards of Waverly Place, for me, was a show that just seemed more cool to the then Hannah Montana or That's So Raven. Nothing against those two amazing shows with gigantic fan bases that I'm not scared of that's going to go crazy in my comment section.
Do you hear me? I'm not afraid anymore.
The shows just weren't for me, but nonetheless great shows. But for me growing up as a boy in the early 2000s, it just wasn't for me. But then Wizards of Waverly Place came along. It was cool. It was like they had a family of 5 just like me, and they were wizards like I wanted to be. It didn't take much for me to tune in every week, is what I'm saying. But why would I reboot the show? In my eyes, this show doesn't ever need to come back and shouldn't feel like it needs to prove anything to anybody. But I feel like it would definitely be interesting if it did. So that's where I come in. I'm going to bring Wizards of Waverly Place back from the dead with my own magic tricks. Let's go. So in order for me to do this properly, we have to dissect the official ending of Wizards and see where this series would end up looking like in the future.
Promo. Meet the Wizards of Waverly Place. First, there's Alex.
How do I look?
Why?
Because I'm going to duplicate myself, and if I look ugly, I don't want to look twice as ugly.
Here we take a look at season 4, episode 29, titled Who Will Be the Family Wizard? This episode is basically the conclusion of the trials that the 3 siblings were having to decide who is going to become, well, the family wizard. They compete in this labyrinth that contains a maze. First one to make it out would win. Here it is revealed that Justin would turn down being the family wizard even though he was the first to escape the maze, because while in the maze, Justin got stuck and his younger, reliable sister came back to help him out. So he declined and gives the W to Alex, making her now the family wizard. Then even shocking events happen and Professor Crumbs decides to step down, proud of Justin's decision and his high intelligence, declares that he is going to retire as headmaster of WizTech and declares Justin, you ready for this guys, the new headmaster, granting him full wizard powers. Honestly, to me, a bit of a loophole, but I loved it as a kid nonetheless. And Max would get the sub shop, yeah. Y'all got wizard powers, Max gets the sub shop. And I'm assuming this would happen at some point after Jerry gets too old to run it himself, I guess. They low-key did my boy a little bit dirty, kind of wrong for that, but I'm gonna let it slide. Real ones know where that's from. OG Berlizzi. Let's go. Yeah, shout out to Berlizzi.
I am so proud of you this episode. I am so proud. This as late as a
So now, in my version, real life about 10 years have passed. So I'm gonna go with that for my version. Why not? It's been about 10 years, and let's talk about what 10 years later Alex would be up to. Alex Russo would have spent time traveling to different countries all around the world in the blink of an eye with her now solidified wizardry. And she would participate in art programs in Italy, Spain, and France. Sort of like her aunt, but now she resides in Milan and works as a high-end stylist dressing the most popular celebrities and supermodels all around the world. Now, let's see what Justin's got going on. Justin, being a young headmaster, the youngest time has ever seen, he would have been teaching and guiding the young youth down at WizTech. While still growing stronger himself, he decided to settle down and have a family, including a beautiful wife and adorable son. However, his job is sort of time-consuming and stressful, so more often than not, he rarely gets to spend as much time with them as he would want. Now let's see what Maxie boy is doing. Max would end up taking over the sub shop like Jerry promised. After Jerry would retire and him and Teresa would go off to live in Miami, you know, the beautiful beaches and beautiful weather, that's where they're at now. However, after Max would take over the sub shop, he would actually turn it around to a huge conglomerate with multiple locations around the country, rivaling even Subway. To put it short, he's doing very, very well for himself. And if you're surprised, I'm surprised too. Now, I'm going to take you to Alex. She's in Milan working on dress details for this huge celebrity model for the Met Gala. And she gets a phone call from, can anybody guess? Okay, Harper. Even 10 years later, the friendship they share is alive and well. They talk about the dress for a while, and Harper catches Alex up on what's going on in her life, and then Alex catches up with Harper about what's going on in her life. Then the phone mysteriously hangs up. Alex is confused but assumes her phone is dead, like most people would. She then gets a text from her older brother, Justin, saying, "We need to meet now, same place." They meet in the OG Russo sub shop, and Max is there, as well as Justin, but with very concerned faces. Alex is standing there and wondering what in the world is going on. We haven't met like this in years. As Justin announces Harper is in the hospital, Alex replies, "I was just on the phone with her, not even 10 minutes ago. Is she okay? Like, what's going on?" Justin replies, "She's going to be okay, but there's a bigger issue at hand." And Alex replies, "What could be bigger than Harper? If she's in the hospital, we need to go see her." Justin says she was attacked by a wizard, and this was left at her house. Justin passes to Alex a note saying these words: "I will end the Russo bloodline and magic as we know it. Take this as a sign. I am serious." Who could this be? Who would want to end the Russos and magic as we know it? What does that even mean? Well, if you like this video, make sure you like the video. That's a part 1 on the Wizards of Waverly Place reboot. Multiple parts coming soon. If you guys like it, make sure you like the video. If you like the video, and sub up if you're new, man. We're dropping more consistently this year than any year before. Make sure you comment if you like the way the interpretation is going. If you hate the way this interpretation is going, I'm fine with either or. I just love the interaction, because I'm definitely going up there with the comments with you guys. I'm not shy. I will definitely be up in there. It's crazy though, because this one gets insane. I already written part 2. If you guys enjoy part 2 on part 1, it can get very insane, crazy. But you know, and also too, if you guys can guess who is the rumored person, this rumored wizard who wants to end the Russos and end magic as we know it. If you guys guess who that is, then I'll definitely hit you up and tell you if you got it right or not. But yeah, guys, this was really fun to do, and I love dropping these. So, like I said, make sure you like the video. If you like the video, I'm going to be back sooner than you think with the next reboot, man. And thank you guys. Appreciate you guys. And I'm see you guys next time. Bye.